Hello and welcome back to the English with Neil podcast. This is episode number 22. And today I'm going to talk about how to design your life. Now, if you would like additional help with this episode, if you would like a full transcript, study guide, vocabulary list, and some writing exercises to go along with this episode, you can join my membership at englishwithneil.com. And this is really going to help you understand and really take your listening and comprehension to the next level. Now, let's get started with today's episode, how to design your life. Now, before we get started, I'd like to introduce something called the Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life is going to help us break down the main areas in our lives so that we can get a big picture of our lives. And so we can choose the things that we want to work on, because we can't improve every single thing. We can't design every single aspect of our lives, but we can design the main areas. So I'd like to share the Wheel of Life with you. Okay. So the Wheel of Life is broken down into various areas. So the first one is health. What do you want your health to look like? You want to have great health? Hopefully you do. You want to have a nice muscular body? Do you want to have a slim body? How do you want your health to be? Okay. Number 2, career. How do you want to spend your working life? Do you want to work forever? Do you want to work for 20 years? Do you want to work for 10 years? How much money do you want to make? Okay. So career. The next area is family. Do you want to be single for the rest of your life? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? You want to have a lot of kids? Okay, something to think about. The next area is friends and social. How do you want your social life to look like? Do you want to be around a lot of people? Do you just want to have a few close friends? Okay, so that's something to think about. The next section is hobby and recreation. How do you want to spend your time, your leisure time? You know, I love to exercise, so in my wheel of life, hobbies and recreation is very high because I like to do recreational activities. But you'll have to figure out how you would like to spend that area of your life, or how you would like to live out that area of your life. Okay, hobbies and recreation. All right, the next area is spiritual. Okay, what kind of spiritual life do you want to have? Okay, the next area is personal development. How do you want to improve your life? What new things do you want to learn? Okay, that's always important to ask ourselves. And the last one is financial, right? How much money do you want to make in your life? That's always an important question to ask yourself, throughout the year. So that is called the Wheel of Life, and that's going to help us focus on different areas of our lives. Now, once you find an area that you want to improve on, the next thing is we have to ask ourselves a few questions. And I remember when I was in school, my teacher used to always say, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind means you have to figure out where you are going in order to make a plan to get there, right? You can't just start planning without going anywhere. You have to have a destination. You have to have a goal. So first, when you're planning this, when you're designing your life, you need to figure out, where are you going? What do you want to accomplish and where do you want to be? Okay, so that's like the goal. Okay, that's number 1. What is the destination? Okay, number 2, when do you want to get there? This life that you're designing, do you want to achieve this thing in a year, in 2 years, in 6 months? When do you want to attain this life that you're designing for yourself? Okay, the next question is, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? I'll give you an example. If I was planning to study abroad, if I was planning to study abroad in another country, I would have to plan out these things. I would have to figure, okay, I want to go, Let's say, for example, I wanted to go to Brazil, and I go, okay, I want to go to Brazil. Well, when do I want to go to Brazil? Well, I want to go to Brazil maybe in the next 2 years. Okay, we got 2 years, got the timeline. Now I have to figure out, how am I going to get to Brazil? Okay, well, probably I need to save up a lot of money. I need to figure out, my visa situation. I need to figure out, how am I going to support myself and my family when I go there? There's a lot of things that I have to prepare before I go to Brazil. How much money do I need to make? How am I going to get the money? Am I going to work for the money? Am I going to borrow the money? How am I going to get there? So these are some questions that you need to start asking yourself. And probably the most important thing is, what do you need to do every single day to get one step closer to your ideal life? It's always good. It's great to have the goal. The goal is here. Now, what do I need to do every single day to get one step closer to my ideal life? That is something that we always, every single day, need to have on our minds. Okay? And so following these steps, I believe, will get you to the life that you want. But before you start, there's always some things to remember. I want to leave you guys with some things just to remember, just to keep on your mind when you're planning your ideal life. Number one, remember that it is your responsibility. As an adult, it is your responsibility to do the work. It is your responsibility to stay on track. No one is going to do the work for you. Okay, so remember, it's your responsibility. Number two, make adjustments when you need to. I gave you the example of me wanting to go to Brazil in 2 years. Well, that's okay. But maybe something happened. Maybe, I lost my job, or maybe something happened to me health-wise that didn't allow me to save money, or whatever the case may be. Make adjustments. Don't ever change the goal. Never change the goal, but just change how you're going to get there. Maybe it might take you a little longer. That's okay. Keep going, keep working the plan, but never change the goal. So remember to make adjustments when you need to. And the last thing to remember, this is probably the biggest one. Remember that discipline will give you success. Discipline. Doing the work every single day. Not being lazy. Okay, sticking to the plan. Discipline will give you the success and the life that you want. So if you have a pen and paper down, I know with this podcast it's a little hard to have a pen and paper, but if you have a pen and paper, I want you to just list down these 4 things. At the top, you're going to write down how to design my life, right? How to design my life. And you're going to write down these 3 things, these 4 questions that you're going to answer. So number 1, where am I going? What do I want to accomplish? That's number 1. Number 2, when do I want to get there? How long is it going to take me? Okay, number 3, how am I going to get there? And number 4, what do I need to do every day to get one step closer to my ideal life? If you can answer these questions, and if you can create a plan for yourself and stay disciplined, I guarantee that you can live the ideal life that you want. All right, everyone, that is it for today's episode. So remember, if you want to just take your studies just a little, you want to go a little deeper with your studies, you can find more information on my website, englishwithneil.com. All right, everyone, that is it for today. I look forward to speaking with you in the next episode. Take care, everyone, and talk to you soon. Peace.